The meaning behind Jesus' promise of many rooms. In a world where concerns about the future often weigh heavily on us, few promises carry as much comfort as the one made by Jesus in the Gospel of John. He reassures his disciples, "In my Father's house are many rooms." This profound statement has echoed through centuries, offering hope and assurance to those seeking solace and certainty about their eternal destiny. Today, we will delve into the depths of this promise, exploring its rich meaning and significance for believers. To fully appreciate Jesus' words, we must examine the context in which they were spoken. The setting is the Last Supper, a moment of intimate communion between Jesus and his disciples. During this meal, Jesus prepares them for the reality of his impending departure. The atmosphere is tense, filled with a mix of devotion and dread. It is here that he soothes their troubled hearts, providing a vision of comfort and hope beyond their current despair. Amidst this emotional setting, Jesus introduces the idea of his Father's house. This statement serves not just as a promise, but as a balm for the disciples' anxiety. At a time when they face the uncertainty of losing their beloved teacher, Jesus directs their focus toward an eternal dwelling, ensuring that their relationship transcends this earthly phase. The phrase, "In my Father's house are many rooms," is immediately striking, and its interpretations have varied based on translations. Some versions of the Bible use the word rooms, while others use mansions. Both convey a sense of permanence and grandeur, reflecting the abundant hospitality that awaits believers. The imagery of many rooms suggests a vast, welcoming space where each follower has their own reserved area, emphasizing both individual significance and collective belonging. Instead of illustrating heaven as a distant, abstract concept, Jesus couches it in familiar terms, evoking the warmth and intimacy of a home. Beyond its literal interpretation, the phrase carries deep, symbolic meanings. The Father's house is not merely about physical space, but symbolizes the spiritual abode prepared by God for his children. It reflects an assurance of eternal presence within God's family. This vision of abundance and spaciousness reassures believers of God's readiness to receive all those who come to him. The reference to many rooms signifies the extent of God's preparation, a deliberate intention to include all who seek his presence. It alludes to the idea of endless hospitality, where no one is turned away and everyone finds their place. At its core, this promise highlights the eternal relationship believers have with God. It assures followers that their bond with the divine is not limited to the temporal confines of earthly life, but extends into eternity. It transforms the concept of heaven from an abstract notion of afterlife into a tangible continuation of relationship with God. By describing heaven in such personal terms, Jesus invites his disciples to imagine a future where presence with God is as intimate and real as their current earthly experience. In doing so, he bridges the gap between the present and the promise of eternal life, encouraging them to see beyond the immediacy of their fears and concerns. One of the most profound aspects of Jesus' declaration is its revelation of the nature of God's love. The promise underscores the inclusivity and vastness of divine affection. It emphasizes that God's invitation is open to everyone who seeks him, regardless of their past or status. This inclusivity reflects the universality of his message and the boundless nature of his love. The promise of many rooms signifies that there is ample space for diversity among God's followers. It highlights the individuality and uniqueness of each believer, celebrating the differences while simultaneously uniting them in the shared experience of God's eternal love. This assurance bears witness to a God who values each person and lovingly anticipates their arrival in his heavenly home. The concept of many rooms carries profound implications for believers. It reassures them that there is a specific and secure place prepared for each one in God's spiritual kingdom. This imagery provides assurance of belonging, a welcome respite in a world that often leaves individuals searching for acceptance and identity. Moreover, it emphasizes that God's spiritual kingdom is vast and varied, capable of accommodating the multitude of personalities, backgrounds, and experiences brought by His followers. This diversity enriches the vision of heaven, painting it as a place where differences are celebrated and individual value is cherished. In today's complex world where certainty is a scarce commodity, Jesus' promise resonates deeply. Many people long for assurance and a sense of belonging, both in this life and beyond. The idea of a spacious, inviting home prepared by God offers immense comfort to those wrestling with doubts and uncertainties. As believers navigate their spiritual journey, they can draw strength from the knowledge that their destination is secure. The promise of many rooms serves as a beacon of hope, guiding them through the challenges of life while keeping their focus on the eternal love and care awaiting them. The assurance found in Jesus' promise encourages believers to maintain strong faith in God's eternal plan. It serves as a reminder that their journey does not end with the passing of earthly life. Instead, it continues in the presence of a loving God who has prepared a place for each of them. This assurance goes beyond mere expectancy. It's an invitation to actively trust in His promises and remain steadfast in faith. It calls believers to live in anticipation of their heavenly home, affirming their spiritual identity and commitment to their faith journey. As we conclude our exploration of this profound promise, we are reminded of Jesus' powerful message of comfort and assurance. His declaration of many rooms is a testament to divine love that transcends time and space, providing a secure future for all believers. Ultimately, this promise invites us to trust in God's eternal plan and His loving provision. It reinforces the profound truth that in God's house, there is a place for each of us, a place filled with love, acceptance, and eternal belonging. Let us cling to this truth, allowing it to guide and inspire us on our spiritual journey.